As the All Blacks touched down in South Africa, excitement instantly swept through the rugby world. Everyone expected the headlines to focus on the upcoming clashes against the reigning world champions, the Springboks. Instead, the spotlight quickly shifted to something few people had anticipated. Crowds of South African supporters gathered to welcome New Zealand's famous rugby team, with many proudly wearing black jerseys and cheering as the players arrived. Within hours, videos of the warm reception spread across social media, triggering passionate discussions among rugby fans across the globe. Many supporters couldn't believe what they were seeing. Some questioned why South African fans would openly celebrate the arrival of their country's greatest rugby rival just days before such an important series. Others viewed the scenes differently, arguing that true sporting greatness naturally earns admiration, no matter where a team travels. The debate continued to grow, but one respected rugby figure believed there was a simple explanation behind it all. Former All Blacks head coach Sir Steve Hansen, one of the most successful coaches the sport has ever known, believes the reception was far from accidental. In his view, the New Zealand squad has deliberately approached this tour with respect, humility, and appreciation for South Africa and its rugby culture. Rather than arriving with confidence bordering on arrogance, the visitors have worked hard to build positive relationships with local supporters from the very beginning of the tour. According to Steve Hansen, that approach reflects everything the All Blacks have represented for generations. Winning matches has always been important, but respecting opponents, embracing local traditions, and behaving professionally away from the field have been equally important parts of wearing the famous black jersey. Hansen believes those values continue to shape the current squad as they prepare for one of the toughest challenges in international rugby. The former coach also pointed out that South Africa has always shared a unique connection with the All Blacks. For decades, many South Africans admired the way New Zealand played the game, with skill, discipline, courage, and teamwork. Even during difficult periods in rugby history, admiration for the famous black jersey never completely disappeared. While loyalties naturally belong to the Springboks, respect for the achievements of the All Blacks has remained strong among many rugby supporters. This tour feels different from many others because international rugby has seen very few traditional overseas tours in recent years. Instead of arriving for one or two matches before quickly leaving, the New Zealand squad will spend several weeks in South Africa. During that time, they will face some of the country's strongest franchise teams before beginning an eagerly awaited 3-test series against the world champions. Their first assignment comes against the Stormers in Cape Town, providing an opportunity to adapt to local conditions before the pressure of Test rugby begins. Every training session, community appearance, and interaction with supporters has attracted attention from both local media and international rugby fans. Every move has been analyzed as excitement continues to build ahead of the opening test. Steve Hansen believes those public appearances are no coincidence. He feels the All Blacks understand that being respectful guests creates stronger relationships with supporters while also honoring one of rugby's greatest nations. Small gestures, whether signing autographs, greeting young fans, or thanking local communities for their hospitality, help strengthen the image of the team before a single whistle has been blown. Not everyone, however, has welcomed the scenes in Cape Town. Some passionate Springbok supporters believe local fans should reserve their support exclusively for South Africa, particularly with such a massive series approaching. To them, seeing black jerseys among South African crowds felt unusual and even disappointing. Their reactions quickly spread online, creating one of the biggest rugby discussions of the week. Despite the criticism, Steve Hansen believes the relationship between the Springboks and the All Blacks has always been built on something deeper than simple rivalry. Yes, the matches are fiercely contested. Yes, every collision is physical, and every point matters. But beneath that intense competition lies a level of respect rarely seen elsewhere in international sport. Players from both countries understand exactly what it takes to reach the highest level. They recognize the sacrifices, discipline, and commitment required to represent their nation. Whether wearing black or green and gold, international rugby demands complete dedication. That shared understanding has created a rivalry built not only on fierce competition but also on genuine admiration. The upcoming series promises to deliver another unforgettable chapter in rugby history. The Springboks remain the defending world champions and continue to set the benchmark for physicality, tactical discipline, and squad depth. Led by experienced leaders and surrounded by exciting emerging talent, South Africa enters the series full of confidence and determined to protect its proud home record. The challenge facing the All Blacks could hardly be greater. Playing 3 tests on South African soil has always been regarded as one of the toughest assignments in world rugby. Every scrum, every breakdown, every aerial contest, and every defensive set will demand total concentration. There is simply no room for mistakes against opponents of this quality. Fortunately for New Zealand, history has shown that difficult situations often bring out the very best in the All Blacks. Some of their greatest victories have come under enormous pressure, particularly when expectations appeared to favor their opponents. The famous black jersey carries enormous responsibility, but it also inspires players to produce performances worthy of rugby's highest standards. Steve Hansen believes this tour will test much more than rugby skills alone. It will reveal which players possess the mental strength to remain composed inside sold-out South African stadiums, where passionate supporters create one of the loudest and most intimidating atmospheres in world sport. Younger members of the squad will experience a level of pressure unlike anything they have previously encountered. Former Wallabies head coach Ewan McKenzie also reflected on the significance of this remarkable rivalry. Having experienced South African rugby firsthand during his own coaching career, McKenzie understands why meetings between the Springboks and the All Blacks continue to capture worldwide attention. These are far more than ordinary international matches. They represent decades of history, unforgettable moments, legendary players, and mutual respect built over generations. As kickoff approaches, anticipation continues to rise across both nations. Supporters know that pre-match predictions will mean very little once the referee blows the opening whistle. Championships are not won through reputation alone. Success will depend on execution, discipline, teamwork, and the ability to stay calm when the pressure reaches its highest point. Perhaps that is exactly why Steve Hansen's comments have resonated with so many rugby fans. His message reminds everyone that fierce competition and genuine respect can exist side by side. Rivals may battle relentlessly for 80 minutes, but respecting one another away from the field only strengthens the legacy of one of rugby's greatest rivalries. Soon, the discussions surrounding welcoming crowds and social media debates will disappear into the background. Attention will turn fully toward the rugby itself. Every tackle, every turnover, every try, and every crucial decision will help shape another memorable chapter in the remarkable story shared by the All Blacks and the Springboks. Whatever the final score may be, this tour already promises to celebrate everything that makes international rugby one of the world's most respected and passionately followed sports. As the All Blacks touch